guys, welcome back to Rocket Gyan, my fellow space tubers. Okay, here we go. Another day, another launch, and we have the final attempt today. So today we are heading towards a finale for the launch because after today, if this rocket does not launch today, this will be it for some time because this is the today the launch window closes and we'll have to wait how the things go on as per their plan and see how things unfold. So first of all, how are you all, guys? How are you? And thank you so much, Robin, for that $50 um, funding. Really appreciate it, and I'm very thankful for all of you for acknowledging the fact that you help me, and it really helps me to keep providing such content for you all. Okay. Hi Scout, hi Noisy Storm, hi Wildflower, hi David. And right now we are looking in for the schedule, which means we are still going for the launch today. The only concern today is that we are not live today. I mean, till now NASA has not started their webcast, which is pretty you know a bit weird because for the other launches we had those webcasts started earlier only, but now not for today. And also, the if people are asking that if they don't launch it tonight also, then what happens? uh, they will reschedule this launch for another time in the year because actually um, the moon will begin to be too high above the horizon at the sunset, so it will be too bright to be able to see the vapor tracers in the sky, and that is the reason they have this launch window till May 16. So yes, they tweeted the reason why the launch window is limited to May 16, and yeah. So without any further ado, let's just have a look at the things here. So there are a bunch of clouds here in Maryland. Says pull the boost. Hmm. How was your sleep? Don't ask. Sleep is not a thing for me for a week or so now. And yes, guys, this is a thing which I don't want to repeat. I am like repeating this pre-launch preview for like every stream now, and I myself is like not liking what I am doing right now because the thing is the content which I myself don't want watch, I don't like that I present to you like that way. So I'll try to improvise today. Let's see how things will go. But I thought we'll have a look at the rocket views only and then I'll discuss because it will be a bit new. But a bummer today, we don't have some views right now. So this is a rocket, Black Brant 12A rocket with a 4-stage rocket and all powered by solid fuels. First of all, this is a sounding rocket, and difference between sounding and the orbital, if you know, is simple, that the orbital stays in the orbit. If it launches the payload, the payload stays in the orbit, but not for the sounding rocket. And if you have ever wondered as in how the orbits works, I mean how things stay in orbit and just don't fall back to the earth, if I'll have to explain this concept to you all, maybe I can use some MS Paint here to explain this concept. I don't know how things will go, but maybe I can have a look at the MS Paint if you want. I have to explain this concept. Let's see how things will go. Okay. First of all, see, let's assume we have a Earth here. Okay, I'm just explaining how things are stay in the orbit, and let's assume we have a man here. Okay, who is having this and please just ignore the drawing and just study the concept, understand the concept. Having a bat on in its hand, maybe. Okay, I don't know. And he's trying to hit the baseball, and each time he hit the baseball, and he's a, like a superhuman with the lots of power and all those things. So firstly he started by hitting the baseball or the ball slowly. So uh, hence what happens when he hits the ball, it falls like here, because he hit the ball but not with a much greater force. So now he decided, okay, it went there, but I have more power, so why not hit it a bit, with a more force and imparting more velocity to the ball. So now it again hits, but now since the velocity was more today, more this time, the ball goes and falls here. Similar, he repeats the process again and again. You can see here what is happening by imparting more and more velocity, imparting more and more force. You can see what is happening here. So ultimately, every time he tries to hit the ball, it falls back onto the earth. Okay, but there will be a certain time, or you can say certain velocity, that if he hits by that velocity, then the ball will just go and then circle back and then come, and then will not fall back to the earth, because we can see how the arc is increasing. It is just increasing here, um, like first it was here, then here, here, and here, and finally it is like here. So this is how the things are going when we are imparting more velocity to a certain object. Okay, so this is how the things stay in orbit. You need to impart certain velocity to an object, and then it actually falls around the earth. This is what we are doing is we are actually letting it fall around the earth. It is when an object is staying in orbit, it is falling around the earth. That's what is actually happening, because we can see that gravity is always there, and the gravity basically tries to pull it downwards, and we can say that the ball will come down. But since the velocity was so high that whenever it was trying to hit the ground for this arc, there was no ground. It was not able to find the ground. So yeah, things are like that. Yeah. Okay, maybe it clears up something for you. uh How do I clear this up? Okay, but okay, then so this is how the stick guy has the third leg. I mean, no man. But you know, did you understand the concept what I was trying to say? But if you are a statistics man, and if you like numbers, I can explain with numbers also. This was a concept which I wanted to explain visually, and hence I did this. But if you want, I can explain it once again, and this time this will be more like a numbers game, and you will understand it more clearly if you want that. uh, thanks Clay for that $8. Let's hope it launches tonight. Hoping to see it from West Virginia. Let's hope it does launch, because we are waiting for it to launch. Now, okay, one more time we'll try, and this time I'll try to impart some numbers also, so you can have a better understanding. So again, Earth here. We are having, let's assume that we there is a person again standing here at a height of certain, maybe 6 meters from the ground. Okay, 6 meters from the ground, and here he throws the ball at a velocity of 8 kilometers per second. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that the ball will travel, once it is thrown horizontally to the ground. The ball will travel 8 kilometers distance in 1 second. And since the earth is there and the gravitational force is also there, the ball will also fall down by some distance in 1 second, and that distance is actually 6 meter. Yeah. So basically the ball will fall down by 6 meter every second, and it will travel 8 kilometers in the horizontal direction, and it will fall 6 meters in the vertical direction. So that's how the things will work. Now, you need to know that since the earth is curved, and the earth's curvature is such that it actually, dips, the means the earth dips by 6 meter for every 8 kilometers. So what is happening here? Again, I can draw the figure, maybe here. So what is actually happening? We are getting a ball at 8 kilometers per second here, and the ball is actually traveling horizontally the 8 kilometer and also dipping down by 6 meters. And since the earth is also dipping down by 6 meters, so uh, what is happening, it is going at like this. If it is dipping down by 6 meter, and this is the point where the dip actually happens, it is always and always missing the earth, because since the ball is dipping by 6 meters and the earth is also dipping by 6 meter, it is not able to find the surface anytime and every time. This will happen at any point. You can see here and here, and that's how the thing will stay in the orbit, because the ball, or you can see the object, will not find the earth. If it was at a certain height h initially, it will always remain at that height, because the earth is also constantly dipping, and yeah, that object is not able to find the surface of the earth. So yes, that's how things work. Oh man. We have talked a lot about how things stay in the orbit. So yes, now we can have a look at the rocket. Hmm. Thrust any object far enough at double G. You double to about by mass. Okay. Okay, so let's just have a now come back to the this rocket launch, and let me just see if we have any other update today. Right now we are go for the launch. NASA is tracking no issue currently, but still the cloud cover is a thing right now. Also, we'll have to wait and see how those things work. But yeah, okay. Are we having some? Nope, nothing. Okay, finally. This is a four-stage rocket which we have talked about, and now we can have a look at the sounding rocket. So whatever I just made you understand, that orbital, how the things were, remain in orbit, that's the concept for the orbital launch vehicles, orbital rockets. What they do is they try to impart most of the horizontal velocity, so that around 8 kilometers per second or so, so that the satellite or the payload always and always fall around the earth, and it never reaches the surface of the earth because of that high velocity. It always misses the earth and tries to fall around the earth, if that makes any sense. But that does not happen with the sounding rocket. For the sounding rocket, it does, doesn't care about imparting the horizontal velocity. It just goes straight up, and then the goal of this sounding rocket is to break out of the atmosphere and conduct some experiment. That's it. So this is the family of the sounding rocket, and this is the Black Brant 12 is the heaviest one. So that is the case here. And if you look at this diagram, this is a very good diagram which explains most of its concept, components basically. And the payload capacity varies from 110 to 400 kilograms, depending on what type of apogee you want to achieve. um, and yeah, the more the weight of the payload, less will be the apogee. Apogee is nothing but the highest point in the trajectory. So this is the first stage: Tellus motor, Carrier motor, the Black Brant 5C motor, and the Nika motor. So these are the four stages, all run on solid fuels. Here, the separation of the stages happen because of the air drag, because the air tends to hit these surfaces. This is the interstage basically. This hit these surfaces, and when the air hit actually on this surface, you can see that air drag will push it downwards, because the rocket is going up. The air will push this area downwards, and that pin or restrain is when it is released after the first stage burnout. Then the air does its job, and separates the motor. Similar concept is there in the second stage, and the third and the fourth stage does not need it, because at that time when you are you know uh, this igniting the forester, you are almost out of the atmosphere, so you don't have that capability to uh, use the atmosphere to have the state separation. So yeah, that's how these things work. Okay. Now, other thing is, this is the rocket profile. As I said, this is a sounding rocket. It will just go straight up and then come down. And right now, okay, so if you have any other questions, guys, you can actually ask me right now. And okay, I can't wait to see the artificial auroras. We are actually waiting for that. Hmm. Clouds here in Eastern VA, we are looking in for the cloud cover. In Wallops also, I'll share the that weather report, so don't worry about it. So yeah, this is how the things will look like today. If the launch happens, the rocket will go up, and it has two canisters on it as the payload, and those canisters are responsible for the formation of artificial auroras. First canister will fire during the ascent, and the here sometime somewhere here, and the second canister will fire again during the descent. Okay, these are the things which are supposed to happen, and the thing which is released from the canister actually is responsible for the formation of auroras and the tracers. And how those things will work, we'll get back, we'll know that. And talking about the aurora formation, I don't wanna stick on to this, but there is one concept which I will basically like you to understand here. I have many times told you how the aurora is formed, but there is one important and very drastic thing happens during the formation of the aurora, and that is that first of all, the aurora formation happens when there is a coronal mass ejection, and there is a solar flare basically, which is nothing but a geostorm. And why do we call it a storm? Because it is a storm, and it is a devastating storm for people on Earth. Because what it does is, since we are having this solar flare, and means the plasma particles which are coming out of the sun, it is traveling at very high speed, and when the event is a coronal mass ejection, there is a lot more particles than the usual one. And because of that, this magnetic field around the earth, this compresses, because it tries to shield us against the enormous power of those plasma particle. Since the magnetic field compresses, there is one thing we have, what we call the magnetic flux. And when the magnetic field actually changes, the magnetic flux also changes, and when the magnetic flux changes, we are getting some induction of electricity. So uh, yeah, you must have heard during the geostorms, or during the formation of auroras, we have some power outages. We have some warnings issued by the space weather that maybe power outage can occur. Satellites could not work. Maybe some current could induce in the pipelines. Those are things which happen on Earth because the magnetic flux around the Earth changes. And if you talk me how electricity is generated inside the generator, there is one magnet, and when you they what they try to do in electric generator, they try to change the magnetic flux of that generator. And when you change the magnetic flux, this is the property of this magnetic field. When you change this magnetic flux, it generates the electricity, it induce the electricity in that coil. And that's how you generate electricity with the a generator. When you if you have that diesel generator, or a fuel which actually uses some fuel, what happens that fuel is used to rotate the magnet inside the generator, and the rotation of the magnet changes the magnetic flux, and the current is induced, and that's how the generator works. So something similar to that happens here also. When the magnetic field is compressed because of the plasma particle, there is some change in the magnetic flux, and due to that change, there is an induction of electricity all over the earth, wherever the conducting material appears to be. So that's how things work here. Okay. Now, yeah, one
Are
thing
there.
which I
Have
need
here is a
you
vacuum
all
chamber and a vacuum pump.
to see, it is this thing, and you must have seen this northern lights if you are very lucky, because this thing only people living in the no near the North Pole and the South Pole are lucky enough to witness such event. So yeah, if you have, I'm jealous of you because I haven't. I have seen this thing in person. Okay, now just a sec, let me see if we have a thing here. You don't seriously expect us to fall for this again. We are giving things. Let's see how these things clear up today, but I'm trying my best to see what happens. And right now we don't have a stream yet. Nope, still waiting. And any other update? Nothing as such. Yeah, still go for the launch. Okay, cool. If you have questions, guys, you can ask me. Now is the time, and this is the concept of the Aurora formation. We can skip that. And yeah, this is the thing which you can find in the canister today, which is the barium. That canister which I discussed, which will fire up in the during the ascent and the descent. This is the electronic configuration of the barium, and it tends to ionize easily. Not easily, but it tends to ionize when it is reacted with copper oxide in a very high temperature. So we can see here it has two loosely bound electrons in the outermost shell, and it loses because of whenever any external force attacks this barium atom. The first thing happens is that the electrons, which are very loosely held from the nucleus, that loses its attraction, and then it goes it just loses the electron, and because of that loss of the electrons, the barium, what do I say, uh, emits some light in the visible spectrum. So that's how things work. And the problem here is that the barium exists in this format, which is the metal format, and this metal format is nothing, um we can't separate the atoms for this, right? We need barium to be separated as an atom, and then the sunlight or external some entity could attack on it and ionize the barium atom to be barium 2 plus. So for that we use this reaction, which you can see here. uh, Barium in the presence of copper oxide in at a very high temperature, around 2500 degrees Celsius. It reacts with it to form copper in the liquid state, barium oxide in the liquid state, and the barium in liquid state. So the barium formed in the liquid state actually vaporizes, and then it reacts with the particles present in the upper atmosphere to have that aurora formation. That's how the aurora forms. The ion, when the plasma particles coming out of the sun, those are also the ionized particle, reacts with the upper atmosphere neutral particles in the presence of sunlight. Auroras are formed, and that's what it will be happening today. And we get something like this for the bariums, the violet color, and these are the tracers for the copper in the liquid form, and the barium oxide formed in the liquid form. Okay, this is somewhat other experiment which NASA did, and this is also, yeah, that only. What else was there? Yeah, the I've almost every day forget. I mean, why are they doing this experiment? Why are they creating this auroras? The aurora creation is not a big thing. The thing which they are studying for tonight's launch is kinematics of aurora particles. And what do I mean by kinematics? Nothing but the movement of particle, how those particles move about in space, how the energy is transferred, how the momentum is transferred, and they need to study that in open space. So this is a controlled experiment. They know how much energy is being imparted in the experiment, and it is how much energy it is giving out. So they will be able to observe the event and get some important data regarding the kinematics. So yeah, talking about the viewing area, here you have the visibility map which you can see here, and I have done this overlay for all of you so that becomes easier for you to have a look at where from where you need to mm, look into the sky. Please. Okay. Yes, so is it? Please turn on the slow mode. Okay. The slow mode must be turned on already. Let me just see. It is enabled. It is enabled. And okay. Just a sec. You, Astra says, do you have an any degree or you worked with NASA? I'll make a video about it if I get some time on who I am. Let it be mystery for right now. Keep on guessing, guys, and I'll try to be as much meaningful and informational as possible. Curious, the colors are the colors it will appear as. The colors today for the barium vapors, the color which the barium vapors form are the violet blue color. So the violet color is not very much seen by recognized by our eyes. These are not very our eyes cannot distinguish violet colors more prominently, but yeah, so we'll have to see how will things work. So this map you are right now seeing, let me just make you understand. First of all, these are the zones in which you can see the launch. And if you live in the green zone, you will be able to see the launch from just after the liftoff. So after the liftoff till the 10 seconds in Delaware or Washington, you will be able to see the rocket going up in the sky. And similar to that, in this blue area for 10 seconds after liftoff, you'll be able to see the launch. And then in the purple 30 seconds, in the yellow area 60 seconds, and then again in this blue area 90 seconds after liftoff. And where to look? I mean, if you look, if you live in Michigan, it would be very hard but to see the launch. But still, if you live farther away, you will just see a bright dot going up in the sky. And yeah, for people living in Michigan, they need to be looking at in this direction. Here, from here, the rocket will be launching, and it will be coasting up to this, uh, you know, distance for its apogee. So the people living in Michigan, you will have to have a look at the in the southeast direction. Yeah, southeast direction, and you should be able to see something. For people living in maybe North Carolina, they will have to look in the direction of northeast. And first of all, they will need to look at the northeastern direction and then change the direction to slowly to east and then to southeast. So you can see how the rocket trajectory will affect the viewing area, because it will go from here to here, and then you can figure out how things will unfold. So how long until we see the aurora after the launch? So you can expect to see the auroras for 30 seconds, and you know it is supposed to be seen at around 9.5 to 10 minutes after the launch. And yes, that is the thing. So let's see how things will happen. And guys, if they live nearby, and if you spot the rocket or the auroras or anything like that, do take a picture or a video or whatever and tag us on Twitter. We will look at it and we'll see how things will unfold. Paul says mostly clear skies here in Bermuda, which is a good thing. But talking about clear skies, there's a concern over Wallops today. And that concern here, if we see it once, come on, man. Don't have a stream yet. They're still off here. Okay. So right now the weather in Wallops is, you can see here for yourself only. There you have it. It's 52 degrees, that's not a problem here. The winds are also not a problem here. But the problem is this one, partly to mostly cloudy, and things are not improving as the time will increase. Initially, it was all clear, and now the things are, you know, deteriorating on the launch site. So, yeah, that is the case here. The concern will be this, the partly to mostly cloudy weather in Wallops. And if we talk about Bermuda for a sec, how things look like in there. So it is mostly right now um little bit of cloudiness right now, but yeah, it remains in that position, the partly cloudy and then mostly cloudy. So there here also in Bermuda, things are not going, things will not improve as the time will pass. So we'll have to see. So again, you can see here we are still go for tonight's launch. Here you have it. Go for tonight. Clouds are in the forecast for both Wallops and Bermuda, but there's a chance that Bermuda will clear up. The window opens at this, and the stream coverage will begin at this, and we'll have to see how things will happen. So right now, guys, you can we have some time here, so you can tag us on Twitter. The link is down in the description. Tag us on Twitter how you are willing to see this launch, and we'll see how uh, you all are ready. Is it possible to see the auroras outside of the green circle? I don't think so. Green circle, okay, that is a thing. If a green, yes, green circle should be possible, but the you thing which you need to understand, first of all, the color which you will get today are the violet colors, okay, and those violet colors are not very uh, picked up by our eyes very easily. So that would be a problem. And yes, it will matter from where you are seeing the launch or the auroras, because the weather there at your location, if there are clouds or not, and if they are not clouds, whether the formation of the auroras is big enough to be seen by at a distance of maybe at Indiana or so. So that is the case here. Yeah, T minus 30 minutes until the launch. We'll see how things will happen. Uh, and Rove Gaming says, "Hi Rocket Gun, will you be streaming ULA Atlas 5 launch tomorrow?" Yes, it's not tomorrow for me, although uh, the stream should be scheduled for tonight only for me. So yes, I'll be streaming that, and you all are invited, guys. You just join in, and we'll hang out and discuss about space, rocket science, and draw some stick figures if necessary, like today. And we got to understand how the things in orbital mechanics work, not the mechanics, but the how things stay in orbit, how those things work. So yeah. And guys, if you are liking, means if you know love the work I do, and you want to support me, first of all, you can always do that by liking this stream and subscribing the channel if it is worth it. And maybe if you want to support financially, which really helps, you can do that by becoming a Patreon. The link is down in the description. You will get the crafts file, Discord access soon, and other perks which you can check out. Otherwise, for one-time funding, for one-time donations, super chat is always enabled. Elder says, "I'm in Indiana and the dumbest clouds are back today. Had they launched several of the last few days, we would have been good, but today it is cloudy." Sad for you, Elza. Let's see if they will launch today or not, because launching today is looking a bit harder, but we'll see how things will go. NASA feed is up, okay, Marianne. Marianne, if it is up, let me just have it for you. Yep, it is up. Okay, fine. Let me just set it here so that we can see the launch. There you go. So the concern for today's tonight's launch is cloud cover in Bermuda. Okay, there is a concern here, and hopefully things are looking good as per the, we'll have to see. Just a sec. Thank you so much, Coastal Waves, for that 499. Really appreciate it, man. And yes, are we seeing any movement in the stream yet? Is it alive or what? Is it a still image? Can we see any movement? Yes, we do see. We can see the waves in the ocean. So yeah, it is live, and hopefully, see the rocket is today's look some part of the camera. The camera guy or whatever they are doing to set up the stream. They have done a good job compared to what we had yesterday. So we are getting some good views. We can see the rocket, which is very prominent from this angle. And if you ask me what is the height of this rocket, well, the height for this rocket is around 15 meters or 49 feet. This is the uh, height of this rocket. So Pedro says if they launch today, even if weather is not good, do they get more? If they do launch today, even if weather is not good, do they get more launch windows soon? If they, if they launch today, then obviously, then it does not matter uh, much. But if I'm, I think you mean to say if they don't launch today. So yes, the launch window ends today. Today is the final attempt for them, and if for some reason they don't launch today also, then we will see how things will progress. I mean, as they say, the moon will be at a certain angle above the horizon, which will which won't enable them to observe the event as much as possible, because that light coming from the moon will interfere with the auroras and they won't be able to um, see the aurora formation properly. So they will have to schedule the launch later in this year. So that's how things will gonna work today. People talking about my story, we'll have a look at it. I mean, we'll see how things. I will make a dedicated video also. Do you cover ISRO launches? Yes, I do cover ISRO launches, Christian. Cover, in fact, I cover every launch, whether it be of any country, whether it be of China, whether it be of India, Japan, ESA, um, or US, whether it be the launch is from US, whatever. And does not matter if it is a private company launching or the government launching. So, what kind of sound will they be emitting? Shakti Sky ask. Uh, Sound for this rocket, the sound for the rocket will be like a rocket sound only. But when they fire up the canister, I don't think so. You will be able to hear any sound as such. So, yeah. Obviously, the rocket flying up you will get some sound out of it. The Christopher says, I thought the height of this rocket was closer to 70 feet for this model graph you showed earlier. I don't think so. That graph actually had any dimensions for you to. Let me just see. It does have some dimensions. No, it does not have any dimensions. Yeah, this is just a that graph, or you can say the cutout section is just to understand the rocket. There is no as such dimensions. Yeah, for that. So it's not a 70-meter rocket. No, no, not at all. 70-meter rocket will be too large for this launch rail system. I mean, um this, 70-meter is the size of the Falcon 9, and we know how huge the Falcon 9 is. If you have the scale, if have a human for the scale for in front of Falcon 9 rocket, the engines which you will get, the Model 9 Merlin engines, the nozzle basically of that 9 Merlin engine, that's the mostly the height of the humans which you can get. And that too is a bit the that engine height is also a bit larger than human. So that is the case here. Okay. Fine. T minus 20 minutes right now. Everything is looking good. Is Florida in the visible range? Yes, northern Florida is in the visible range. You will be able to see it once it uh, goes today. What is the purpose of the launch? The purpose of today's launch is to study the kinematics of the Aurora particles, basically how the energy and momentum gets transferred between the particles, and yeah, those things. Alaska in the visible range, again, you are asking for that. Okay, let me just pull up the map for one last time. Alaska is not. Alaska is not there actually. So here you have the map. You can have a screenshot and understand from where you need to look today. So to understand, when you need to look and when to look. First of all, for when to look, I would suggest just go outside at around T minus 2 minutes until liftoff, because first of all, this stream may be delayed because of obviously the internet connection issue and all those things. So yeah. You think it's gonna launch today? We can see the Wallops weather is also not very good here. It's cloudy in Wallops. Right now, they say the concern is the cloud cover over Bermuda, but I think there is a problem with the Wallops weather also. So we will have to see how things will go. Any legal issues if I watch from my kayak in the ocean? Well, there will be marine zones, backyard ballistics, in which you won't be allowed, as in to go there. There will be, if I'm not wrong, I don't know how those things work, but there are some marine zones which are closed for the launches like this, and you are not allowed to go on those zones when it is a launch day. So, but if you somehow manage to go there, the launch will not happen. So please don't go, and we'll see how things will go. Rocket flight time is around uh, it will reach apogee in at around 9 to 10 minutes. So that's the time it will reach apogee, and obviously then it will fall back to the earth. So yeah. So Suzanne says if they used a rocket with the guidance, could have got this up last week only with the when the skies were clear. See, Suzanne, I would like to, add to that. First of all, adding a steering capability to a rocket design, some major design changes for a first of all a solid rocket motor. You just can't add a TVC there, the thrust vector control, or the engine gimbaling for a solid rocket motor that has a huge amount of thrust to weight ratio. It's a very difficult process. And and also that increases the cost of the launch, which we don't want actually, because we want the launch cost to be as minimal as possible, because this is not an orbital launch. The thing will not stay in orbit. It's just an experiment. You can say the experimental launch, in which they are taking one experiment up in the space, and then they will be deploying that experiment and see how things will go. So yeah, so that's why just one experiment. They don't want a big rocket which is very costly, so that's why they have gone with the basic design and let all the aerodynamics take control of the rocket trajectory, how the things go with that. 750 EDT is almost right. We are not getting uh, Robin says, thank you. Thanks, Gyan, for getting up very early for us again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all guys just joining in. Um, it motivates me. It motivates me to get up early at least. Again, today, hardly 2 hours sleep. And yes, let's hope this rocket launches. I'm really, you know, now I actually want this rocket to launch today. And wait a sec. The time right now. The commentary should start there, and we'll have some updates on what is mission control. We'll have some mission control voices and all those things. So yeah, 30% chance for the launch. I'll see if I have any updates on the tweet. So we do have any means update as such. It's the final countdown today, and we are on the last night to launch the Black Brant 12 sounding rocket carrying the KiNETic mission. Uh, Even though clouds were a concern in Bermuda, the scientists are optimistic that the clouds will clear out for our launch. So things are looking good today. Let's hope we actually get to see the rocket and launch today. And yeah, thank you so much, Frank, for that $5 super sticker. Really appreciate it, man. And yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It just helps me to keep this channel alive for you. Thank you so much. If it's the last day, what happens if they don't launch today? They will have to reschedule their launch and maybe launch at the later time in this year, because as they mentioned, that was a very good reason which they mentioned. Let me just repeat it again. The moon will begin to be too high above the horizon at sunset, so it will be too bright to be able to see vapor tracers in the sky after May 16. So if we don't launch today, we will evaluate another launch time for the later in the year. That's what they said, which means actually moon is we were thinking about the FAA restrictions and maybe the launch window is as such that the space or space debris or space satellites which are in the orbit, they can interfere with the this rocket, but that is not the
Good
case.
evening from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility Mission Control in Wallops Island, Virginia. Tonight is night 7 of the launch attempt for the KiNETics Brant XII suborbital sounding rocket. If you've been with us for the nights leading up to now, you'll wonder where the commentator guy is that you all have grown to love over the past week. Well, he is taking a well-deserved night off, so we're looking forward to hearing about his adventures away from the launch site. So tonight with us, you've got Rebecca Hudson and Jamie Atkins coming to you live from the Wallops Launch Control Center as we get ready to count down once again for the KiNETics launch. As I mentioned, tonight is night 7 of our launch countdown, and it's the final launch attempt for the window, the final countdown, if you will.
And although we should be, having some update as in how the if we have any hold or so, I am guessing we will be having some hold. We'll have to listen in for the mission control. They will have a go no go poll. Thanks for that $2. Where are you
The
located?
launch window this evening runs from 8:04 p.m. to 8:54 p.m. Currently, the winds are green at Wallops Flight Facility. Our Wallops Flight Facility team is working no issues here at Wallops. The principal investigator is currently reporting clouds at Bermuda. However, he does report that he is very optimistic as it does appear to be some clearing and potential clearing right at the beginning of the window. Our plan tonight is to count down to T-minus 10 minutes and hold just to give Bermuda a time, an opportunity to have that clearing. And when the PI decides that it's at the point where he's able to pick up the count, we're going to do so. And we're confident and optimistic tonight will be the night to see the Brant XII launch from Wallops Flight Facility.
Okay, they are looking very optimistic, but we have seen things over the past few days how these things work. So we'll have to see here uh, how things will go. Thank you so much, Sarah, for that $2 Canadian. Really appreciate it.
Tonight's launch may be visible, weather permitting, to much of the eastern United States from the Atlantic coast to the Mississippi River. This four-stage Brant XII rocket will be used for the mission includes the release of barium vapor that will form two green-violet clouds that may be visible for about 30 seconds. This barium vapor is not harmful to the environment or to the public.
And I think we are getting some mission control voices, but we can't hear them right now. We should be at a hold right now if uh, people in the chat saying NASA donations cancel if scrubbed. No, no, it's just people uh, ignore those things. Ignore those things. That is not the case which will. Can I have the KSP craft file of the rocket? Kaskov says, well, I do share the craft files, but right now I'm sharing for the Patreons. If you want, you can check out the Patreon there.
The vapor, the barium vapor will be released approximately 9 minutes and 30 seconds to around 10 minutes after launch. That's about 217 to 250 miles altitude over the Atlantic Ocean and around 540 to 560 miles downrange from Wallops, just north of Bermuda, which explains why the clouds in Bermuda are very interesting to the principal investigator. That matters quite a bit for him to be able to see the barium vapor for the key part of his experiment.
Exactly.
Immediately after the release of these vapors, the spherical clouds are a mixture of green and violet, but that phase only lasts about 30 seconds. After that, the clouds take on a violet color after they have quickly ionized.
Uh, Thank you so much. Arthur for that
In general, the
499.
human eye does not see violet colors very well in darkness, so the kinetics clouds will therefore be more difficult for the casual observer to see than some of the previous vapor missions launched from Wallops.
And I think we'll be having some issues here as such. I mean, for holding.
As I mentioned, the Black
I
Brant 12
see
is
that.
a four-stage vehicle. It is 71.5 feet tall, so about a seven-story building if you're looking to put that into perspective. It's made up of four different stages: the Talos, the Terrier, the Black Brant, and the Nika. Apogee, or the highest point of this mission, is about 302 miles, and at apogee, the rocket will be traveling at 7,000 miles per hour, which is pretty crazy.
Which is actually not that
We've
crazy.
had a lot of questions come in over the past few days about things like, why has this launch been so difficult to happen? What's the challenge with the winds, and what's the challenge with the clouds? We've also seen some comments, well, other missions are much easier to launch even when it's cloudy or even when it's a little windy. Why is this such a challenge? Well, my colleague Keith, commentator guy, as you all have called him, does a very good job of explaining that with the sounding rockets are not guided. So it's much like launching, or excuse me, much like shooting an arrow. Obviously, if you imagine you don't want to shoot an arrow when it's windy. My godson is part of his archery team at school, and I can tell you he will absolutely never launch an arrow outside if it's very windy. He knows that that's not a good idea. Much like the same with sounding rockets, we don't want to do that when it's windy. It could quickly blow things off course, and public safety would be a high risk.
Exactly. Obviously, the public safety and the payload.
As far as the clouds, that's obviously a huge question and a concern for this mission, given the fact that the principal investigator is so very interested in seeing these barium vapors. Clouds would prohibit that from happening. So obviously that's something that he is hoping to be clear skies so he can see everything he's looking to see. That is a very integral part of this experiment.
And Fordham Drifter says even the official commenter guy took a day off, but not Rocket Gyan. Thank you so much for appreciating the fact. I really appreciate it.
Take a look at this launch. We are too. So I can tell you that we are just as excited as you are. We feel very confident that things are heading in the right direction tonight. So fingers crossed, do all of your special rituals that you can do, because tonight's going to be the night, the very last night of the window. Principal investigator feels we have a potential, an optimistic night for this, and I think that tonight could be the night. So everyone do all the special things you can do to make this happen.
Thanks, RB, for that
Also,
5.
if you have any questions, you can feel free to send them in to our Facebook or our Twitter, and our brilliant social media lead, Jamie Atkins, will be capturing those for us tonight, and we'll make sure we get some answers to you.
So thanks for sharing science, man. Thanks for all you
In
of you
addition, if you're
joining
watching
today.
this in the local area, and when we get down to getting ready for launch and you're looking to go outside, please take into consideration there will be a bit of delay. So when you're hearing me speak, if I'm, might be 30 seconds to a minute different from the actual launch time. So just take that in consideration when you're gathering up the family to go outside. Also, if you go outside or you're in not just the local area, but anywhere where you could see this launch, feel free to take a shot of it and take a photo and send it to our social media streams. Again, our brilliant social media lead will be glad to accept your photos, and we would love to see what you're seeing from where you're viewing from tonight.
Exactly. You can you can tag us also on Twitter, and we'll have a look at the Twitter feed after this thing ends. Lil Cracker says, "Can you wish my dad Jeff happy birthday, uh, Mr. Jeff? Very happy birthday to you, and I hope you get a special birthday gift." Which is the launch of this rocket, because we know how this thing works, and we are right now just waiting for it to be going up into the sky. And it's been like 6 days now. We have been streaming, and nothing as such has happened for today. So let's hope today is the night. As they say, they are very optimistic. Although we can see the cloud cover at Wallops is becoming something which we should not, which we won't, like. but let's see how things will go. Thanks you so much, Sean, for that $5. Really appreciate it, man. Um, and yes, we are at finally get some sleep. Hope so. I mean, Elzer, there is one more important launch coming up. That is the um, China space station, another module launch, and if I'm not wrong, it is scheduled for 20th. That would be also in this time frame, so we'll have to see.
Launch control, we are a T minus 10 minutes and holding tonight for the launch of the Black Brant 12 with a kinetics mission.
Exactly,
Winds
Brittany.
and surveillance are all green at Wallops Flight Facility. Bermuda currently has some clouds but is remaining very optimistic as the principal investigator indicates potential clearing. So we've counted down and we're holding currently at T minus 10 minutes. Gives us some more time to get things ready for a launch. Gives us a little bit more time to get that clearing in Bermuda. Once things are clear, we'll go ahead and pick up the count. At this moment, we will hold until we get an opportunity for clearing.
Thanks, Brittany, for that 499. And right now we are working in for the things to go as per the plan.
Our launch window this evening runs to 8:54 p.m. Eastern, so we have plenty of time for that clearing. So we're just going to remain patient.
Please increase the mission control volume. That would be great. And thank you so much, Sheila, for that 5. Really appreciate. And Robert, thank you so much for that 10 also.
The PI just reported to continue to hold for now and not pick up the count rate at 8:04 p.m.
Man, this is right now, uh, uh, she's a bit too optimistic, Dawn Moore says. Yes, she is kind of looking a bit too optimistic because we have seen how things go with this rocket at T minus 3 minutes or 2 minutes. This launch, just gets scrubbed. So we'll have to see
To
how
manage
things will go.
expectations, I wanted to let you know again, it's a little cloudy at Wallops tonight. Doesn't appear to be too much of a concern to the launch team. But just for expectations for those of you that are watching our stream, I wanted to let you know that it's possible our tracking cameras won't be able to see the rocket for very long, given the fact that it is cloudy tonight.
And
It's just one of those challenges we have to work with. So I think that we'll all be okay with that if we could get the rocket off the ground tonight for sure.
And regarding that challenge, I have got you covered, guys. I have this animation which will go side by side so that you know how things are going up, and you will get to know the position of the rocket and all those things. So I have got you covered on that behalf. Okay.
Another question we've received pretty frequently is about this being the final night of the window, and why exactly is that the case? Why can't you just keep trying? Well, the challenge we're experiencing now, if we continue going, is that the moon is actually too far above the horizon, and the principal investigator and his team will no longer be able to see the barium vapors, which is a key part of the mission. So if we are unable to launch tonight, which again, fingers crossed, we're remaining very optimistic. But if something happens and we're unable to do that, it will have to be rescheduled for later in the year.
Sure. And Putin says they are aiming at Moscow. Should be a meme, right? And Mothman photography says, if the launch is a no-go, may you still launch your Kerbal rocket on the right. Uh, well, I could launch it, but I would not launch it just because that would kill the, you know, uh, the curiousness of how this will look like when it will actually launch. So that is the case. Maybe if this launches today, I'll have it, obviously I'll have it go play these Kerbal rockets side by side. But if it doesn't, then you have to wait for some more time. Brittany says, can you say hi to Jack L in Texas? Thank you. Okay. Hi to Jack L in Texas. I don't think so you'll be able to view this launch in Texas, but no worries. You can view the launch here and get some rocket science and get excited for rocket launches. Death Engineering says came for the Chinese Mars lander, stayed for the KSP mission modeling. Great channel. Chad and Laurie in NC. Okay, Neo. Thank you so much, Death Engineering, for that 20. I can see you do like those animations, and I know these animations do really give you a perspective on how the things are going in the space sector, because the space is one thing where you can't track the spacecraft or the rocket itself when some if the rocket is like this for a sounding rocket. So onboard cameras
Some
or
fun
something
facts
like
for
this
you about
can
the rocket.
be a problem here. So yeah, I do my best to have you covered on that behalf.
Is 71.5 feet tall. That's about a 7-story building. The payload weighs around 900 pounds. And again, this is a 4-stage vehicle. It's the Talos, Terrier, Black Brant, and the Nika. The Talos burns out at about 6.4 seconds, which is about 1 mile at altitude. The Terrier ignites at 25 seconds. Black Brant, 35 seconds is when that ignites, and the Nika at 95 seconds, and that will be the final stage ignites at about 60 miles altitude. And again, at apogee, it's traveling at 7,000 miles per hour.
And when it's a orbital launch, it's traveling at around 17,500 miles per hour. So yeah. Mark says, can you please give a shout out to Rose? Shout out to you, Rose. Let's see, we get to see the launch today. Let's hope that happens. And why don't rockets hits the okay. Um check here. Else we got.
The barium releases take place between 9 and 10 minutes after launch, and that's at about 217 to 249 miles altitude, some 550-ish miles away downrange from Wallops.
And thank you so much, Luis, for that $5. Really appreciated, man. And keep the support coming, and I'll keep delivering. Just up. I am just glad when you come in. We discuss rocket science, we discuss space as a whole. I am so glad with that. Uh, Thanks, Gene, for that $5, and thank. Okay, I can't pronounce this. SKSMSS YouTube for that 4.99. Really appreciate it. Uh, RB says today is my dad's birthday. He was a scientist in orbital mechanics. I became an engineer because of him. Thank you all for keeping the love of space alive. Oh man. Okay. Today is your dad's birthday. First of all, that is a good thing. And he was a scientist and orbital mechanic. I mean, he must have done some pretty good contributions in space. That means salute to your dad, because we know space is the final frontier right now. When things will become saturated here on Earth, space is the thing which we will be looking at, and your dad has made that contribution in making us, the humans, interplanetary and maybe someday solar system colonization and beyond. So yeah, and thank you all, guys. It's not like me, I'm just keeping the space alive. It's the thing which needs to be done. People needs to know that space is a very interesting frontier, and we need to explore it more, and more public we gather, more support will give to these agencies to explore more. So that's how we can contribute to uh, exploration.
From NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia.
TD balloon data still green for the main vehicle. If we'd like, we could do a refresh or launcher settings, or we could wait till if we pick up the count at T-minus 10. Your choice. Go ahead and send them. Roger. ROA, RSO.
Go for ROA.
Launcher setting refresh. Set azimuth 100.6. Set elevation 79.7.
Azimuth 100.6, elevation 79.7.
Good readback.
LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to settings, azimuth 100.6, elevation 79.7.
And work.
Okay, so they are right now adjusting the trajectory.
So as you
And
heard, our range safety report all remains green from Wallops in terms of winds and surveillance for this launch.
and thank you so much, Jay Fair, for that 499. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Thomas. How's it going? He says it's going really cool right now. We just hope this rocket launches.
So, TD, did you catch that transmission?
Copy.
Earliest possible pickup of the count would be 0024.
Yay.
So as you heard, the PI indicates he would still like to remain in a hold status. He's feeling optimistic. There are some clouds in Bermuda, however, that does look like they potentially could clear. He's asking to hold again for another 10 minutes just to evaluate the situation. So we will remain on a hold at this time, and in hopes that we will be able to get a clearing and an opportunity to launch this Black Brant 12 tonight. So again, we're feeling optimistic here. We're all having our fingers crossed, sending good vibes and good juju to this rocket. Don't stop believing.
Exactly. We'll have to start believing, and let's hope the weather gods cooperate and this thing actually launches. Thanks, John, for that $10, man. Appreciate your uh, donations. So now what are we have? When hope when hope is going on right now, we'll have to see how things will go. Thanks, Ingenious Russ, for that $2. If launch is in hold more than 4 days week, okay. Oh, thank you so much, Null Unit, for that $50.
The KiNETics mission stands for the KiNETic-scale energy and momentum transport experiment, otherwise known as KiNETics. It's designed to study a very fundamental problem in space plasmas, namely how are energy and momentum transported between different regions of space that are magnetically connected. If you're curious, yes, I did read that. That is a very complicated description and a very complicated experiment for sure. So definitely took advantage of the cliff notes for that. This mission includes release of barium vapors, as we've talked about earlier, that will be forming two green-violet vapor clouds that may be visible for about 30 seconds. It's not harmful to the environment, not harmful to the public. They will be released about 9 minutes and 30 seconds, between 9 minutes and 30 seconds and 10 minutes after launch. That's about 217 to 249 miles altitude over the Atlantic Ocean, and about 540 to 560 miles downrange from Wallops, just north of Bermuda. Again, that shows exactly why Bermuda, the clouds around Bermuda, play such an important role in this mission. Immediately after the release of the vapor, the clouds are a mixture of green and violet, but that phase only lasts about 30 seconds. After exposure to sunlight, the vapor clouds quickly ionize and take on a violet color. In
I don't
general,
know.
humans do not see violet colors
Okay.
very well in darkness, so therefore the clouds may be a little bit more difficult to see than some of the previous vapor missions launched from Wallops that have produced a very bright, vibrant color. This might be a little bit more of a challenge to see.
I don't know, guys, whether my mic was muted or not, but okay, the null unit just donated $50 and really appreciate it. I don't know how to thank you all enough. I just I'll just say that keep on improving my stream coverage and give you the latest and the most important rocket science and space science information. Thank you so much for all those things. And thanks, Dr. Yolanda, for that 1999. Really appreciate it. Yes, my mic was muted. I think so. I actually made those shout outs to all those donations. But yeah, thanks, JFAR, for 4.99. And thanks for the stream, says Gwen. And thanks and hello from North Carolina. Hoping we can see it. Yes, you can see it from North Carolina. I'll keep, get those map up for you. For that so that you can see actually how this thing will work. You all for the support that you are giving me. It becomes worth it when you get up so early and you get to discuss some space science and rocket science related stuff. I just love discussing all those things. Uh, okay. Have the map pull up for you. So this is the map visibility area for you. And if you live in North Carolina, as you can see here, you will be able to witness the launch at around T plus 30 seconds after liftoff, and you have to look in northeast direction. And first of all, northeast obviously, but the range for you to look at will be from northeast to this east, and then obviously east of southeast. So why am I saying? Because the rocket will be launching from here and then going to this direction. So you will have to have those eyes there first of all at northeast, and then slowly to east, and then finally east of southeast. Okay, so
Sir, latest balloon data, we are still green for the main vehicle. Launcher refresh, please. Use requested. ROA, RSO.
Go for ROA.
Launcher refresh. Set azimuth 100.2. Set elevation 79.7.
Azimuth 100.2, elevation 79.7.
That's a good readback.
LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to settings, azimuth 100.2, elevation 79.7.
And work.
someone says we need more mods. I think so. We do need them. And thank you so much, Bill, for that 5, just a sec. Matthew, please be the
ROA, this
moderator
is
and try to
LT. 50K launcher
mod the
settings
chat.
are azimuth 100.2, elevation 79.7.
Good readback.
Okay. Sam, David, thank you all for the donors. I am, guys, so thankful to all of you. I mean, okay. I just can't thank you enough. I mean, we are the thing which is happening today uh, is the launch, obviously, but right now we are in a hold, and all those things, the discussions which we are having today, let's hope that could make some difference in your life, as in to see the launches, you can to understand how the things work, and yeah. Will we be able to see the auroras from MD, says Constanius Kohilas? Auroras will totally depend on whether there is a cloud cover in your location. Although this aurora creation is very small, it will be in a very small scale and not like what we get in the northern lights. So we'll have to take that into account. That is the case here.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Go ahead. We will continue the 10-minute hold. PM copies. We'll continue the 10-minute hold. Next available countdown pickup will be 0034.
80 copies.
And people who are wondering actually whether why are they keep on
So if you're
holding and all those things. So actually the thing which is happening here is that in Bermuda we have the ground support equipments which actually will look up at the phenomena which will happen, because the apogee for the rocket where the experiment will be deployed or fired up will be just the north of the Bermuda, and there are already ground equipments or the optics present in Bermuda to observe the event. So we actually need some good amount of clear skies, and yeah, that's what we are waiting for here.
the clouds are potentially clearing, we remain very optimistic that that will happen. Tonight is the last night of the launch window. For those that have asked why exactly is that the case, it's because much after tonight, the moon would be too far above the horizon for the barium vapors to be viewed. Since that is the key part of this experiment, that really causes a problem, and we would not be able to launch with those conditions. So fingers crossed that we are able to get the clearing we're looking for in Bermuda, and we're able to launch tonight. I know everyone's excited to see this rocket launch from Wallops. If something were to happen and we were not be able to do that, it would launch sometime later in the year.
Okay, so yes, see, the thing which is happening right now is that first of all we have like 20 minutes more, not 20 minutes, yeah, 20 minutes more left in the launch window. So they will have to pick up the count in this 20 minutes. What we can expect to see today, that they will pick up the count in the very last moment of the 20 minutes and then go until t minus 3 minute or so. We have seen that happening. So we'll have to wait and see how things will go. Thanks Ray Burns for that 5. People asking, how do you donate? If you want to donate, there is $1 just where you chat, where you type in the message, you will find the $, and you can click on it and select your whatever donations you want to give. so talking about this rocket, we can have some good amount of some info about this rocket. First of all, this is a 4-stage rocket which is run by solid fuel, all solid fuel, and the solid fuel is industry standard, which is the HTPB. Okay, so um if you ask me why have they gone with the solid fuel and not like a normal liquid fueled engine, the simple logic or simple answer for that is solid motors are first of all easier to make, cheaper to make, and are faster to make. So these are the qualities we want in a sounding rocket, and this today the rocket which you are seeing is a sounding rocket. This will just go straight up and then come down. So that is the thing. uh, Thanks PMUZ for that 10. Really appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, that was the thing. And if I had just pull up the graph for this rocket, not the graph, basically the cutout section, or maybe some good view of how this rocket looks like, you will be able to see that there is some pretty good insights of this rocket. So you can see that this is an interstage here, and this interstage is very like broader at the bottom, and then uh, decreasing at the top. So this is very necessary for this rocket because the interstage does not have any springs or pneumatics to separate the stages. What will happen is they are just right now holding onto some pins or restraint so that it sticks with the with all the rocket. Once we release that restraint, the air drag which will happen on this thing here, because the rocket will go straight up, and the air drag will push on this interstage and then separate the first stage from the whole rocket. And similar to that will happen here with the second stage. And if you ask me why is there no such separation happening in the third and the fourth stage, which we can see there is no such separation, I mean that interstage shape here, simple answer is we don't have the atmosphere left when it is time to separate the third stage. So yeah, that is the case here. And the concept which I've just told you is what we call drag differential. There will be a drag differential created on those areas which will help the stages to separate with just the air drag. So this is how basic this rocket is. And the fins are also very located, means if I just zoom in, fins are also have this cross sectional area of a diamond, which actually helps this rocket in stabilizing its spin. First of all, this is a spin stabilized rocket, which means it will have those spin motors which will spin the rocket and stabilize this rocket when it is going up. But it does not want any external induction of spin when it is just going up from the air and all those things. So this type of cross section actually ensures that those external spin induction does not happen. Whatever happens will be a controlled spin which will be done by those spin motors. So yeah, this was a quick update which I wanted to give you all. Okay. Okay. Now, and guys, if you ask me what is a spin stabilized rocket, that is, if I want to explain the spin stabilized concept, uh, okay, you have a spinning top, right? You know how the spinning top works and looks like, right? Once, if it is not spinning, it just falls in either direction, any direction as such. And yeah, it just falls. But when it is spinning, it actually stays in the upright position from the staying on that pin at the bottom, right? And but that stabilization happens when it is spinning. Okay, so this kind of concept is applied here also. When the rocket is actually spinning, it stabilizes the rocket so that it does not fall in any direction, which means it does not go off course in any direction. That's why spin stabilized rockets is a thing. And if you want to control the spin, you have those cross sectional, diamond shaped cross sectional fins and those spin motors for the internal spin. And external spin is all contra, or you can say that taken care of by those fins. So yeah.
Some more fun facts about the KiNETics experiment. It consists of a single rocket launch, but it carries 7 separable payloads. Diagnostic instrumentation is carried on the main payload.
PM copies. We will be picking up the count at 0034. Should we be planning to hold at T-minus 3 minutes?
Only under my orders. Otherwise, we'll roll.
PM copies. TD copy.
TD copies. Programmer, you copy. Programmer, copy.
That's the news we've been waiting to hear, folks.
We will be
picking up the count
okay.
in just a few moments. At picking up the count at about 8:34 p.m. Eastern for a T-minus 10 minute.
Although they can get a hold at T-minus 3 as such, they said, and we have seen that T-minus 3 minute hold is a thing which actually happens.
Or p.m. Eastern. There is a possibility we would hold again at T-minus 3 minutes. That has not been determined yet, so we're counting down and again crossing fingers that will not have to be the case. But great news for now. We will be picking up the count in just a few moments.
Right now, that
Elevation
okay.
79.7.
In work.
Right now, the confirmation for picking up the count is still not, yet announced, because as you just heard, the PI will be announcing it and then they will be going in.
Okay, launcher settings are azimuth 100.6, elevation 79.7.
Good readback.
And ROA, RSO, I'll check 158 and 159.
ROA copies.
Okay.
M&O PM.
M&O.
Turn on data recorders.
In work.
Terminal to convince in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 10 minutes and counting.
PM M&O. Recorders are on.
PM copies. Check 160.
Just a reminder, that count you just heard was to begin the terminal count. So we are now currently at T-minus 10 minutes and counting. Actually, it's T-minus 9 minutes and 41 seconds and counting.
CLC, check 161.
ACS, check 162.
EDS, check 164.
M&O PM.
M&O.
Set ground station levels and confirm.
In work.
Okay, guys, we have picked up the countdown here, and we'll hope to see these launches today. And thank you for all the donors and everything, guys. Really appreciate it.
PM M&O. Ground levels are confirmed.
PM copies. Check 165.
Thanks, Lisa, for that 5. Thanks, Will. Okay, where are you? And good here. Thanks for entertaining us for the 7 days for the rocket launch. I am here always whenever the rocket launch happens or any other space event happens. So you can always hang out with me. And thank you so much for all the donors. Finally, the count has begun.
If you're just joining us,
And
we are counting down for the Black Brant 12 launch from Wallops Island, Virginia, for the KiNETics mission. We are currently at T-minus 8 minutes and counting. We have been waiting for opportunities to be able to launch this rocket for about a week. Tonight is the last night of the countdown, and it sounds like we are finally potentially getting an opportunity with clear skies in Bermuda. So we are, again, crossing our fingers and hoping that pans out. There is a possibility we will do a 3-minute hold, but we are hoping that is not the case. So stay tuned with us in the next few minutes for more information from Wallops Island.
thank you so much, Bill and Emma, for that $9.99. Me and my family are watching. We love space. Thank you for letting us watch. I appreciate it, man. We are here always to let you guys covered. And right now we are T-minus 7 minutes and counting. Just a reminder here again, we can hold at T-minus 3
PTM
minutes.
check 170. Swarm check 171.
ACS check 172.
Elza says, I hope they aren't overriding some parameters just so they can finally launch. No, that are not the things which actually happens. I mean, it all totally depends on the PI and the launch director, as they say, to enable or disable any launch. They can launch in some hard parameters, but it totally depends on them. But they will ensure that they have this public safety and the payload safety as their topmost requirement, and they don't want to compromise with that because they just to have the last day to launch the window. That does not mean that they will compromise with the parameters there as such. So yeah.
From nominal, and we have a good lock on the transponder.
PM 69.
T-minus 5 minutes, 50 seconds and counting for the launch of the Black Brant 12 from Wallops Island. Stay with us.
Okay. So uh, uh, is it finally happening today? We have been streaming. I have been streaming this launch for so much time now, and if it happens today, I'll
PLC
be the
check
most happiest one.
173. PTM check 174.
PLC check 175.
PTM check 176.
RSO, Starway.
Stand by.
And yes, guys, for
Go
people,
for RSO.
Provide final wind-weighted settings.
Set azimuth 100.8. Set elevation 79.7.
Azimuth 100.8, elevation 79.7.
Good readback.
Check 177. LC, this is ROA.
This is LC.
Set 50K launcher to final settings. Azimuth 100.8, elevation 79.7.
Break. This is the RSO. Set elevation now 79.5. That is a correction that we're making right now. 79.5 for your elevation.
ROA copies. LC, do you copy?
LC copy. And work.
okay, guys, if you want to watch this launch, I just want to say that first of all, don't blink your eyes. This rocket is super fast, and if you just blink your eyes, you will miss this rocket. So don't blink your eyes when it is launching. And
Elevation 79.5.
Good readback. Check 178.
Reminder, if you're going outside in the local area or even in any part of the eastern United States, just remember that if you're listening to this, there's probably a delay, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 seconds to 1 minute. So just take that into account as you go outside. And again, take some photos if you're able to see the launch, post them so we can see what you're seeing. T-minus 3 minutes and counting.
PLC, check 179 and 180.
CPR check 181.
M&O PM.
M&O.
Verify no change to signal strength and deviation for all links. Verify nominal levels and report any changes in transponder interrogation.
In work.
PLC, check 185.
Guys, it's happening. I think so. We are past the 3-minute countdown here. And thank you so much, Null Unit, for that. Again, $50. Let's light this
PLC,
candle.
check 187.
PM M&O. Signal strength has no change. Confirm nominal and no change to transponder.
PM
Okay.
copies. Check 183 and
Let's
184.
get ready for the action to
PTM,
begin.
check 186.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting, guys. And this, yes, there is a
Mark,
delay.
2 minutes and counting. 50K launcher settings are elevation 7.
There is a delay, guys. I'll request all of you who are trying to witness this launch to go outside now and see according to where you live.
PLC, check 192. PTM, check 194.
Guys, it's happening. T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds delay.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds and
PLC,
counting.
check.
ACS check 193.
PLC, go.
Go.
PTM,
Go.
F10,
Go.
Swarm,
Go.
CPR,
Go.
ACS,
Go.
EDS,
Go.
Dartmouth,
Go.
Goddard,
Go.
UNH,
Go.
PI,
Go.
MM's go, SRPO,
SRPO, go.
check 197.
1 minute.
All stations are go, reporting good
1
for
minute.
launch, 1 minute
1.
and counting on the final night of the countdown. Can't write a better story than this.
It's happening, guys. T-minus 1 minute and counting. Let's hope this launches. We'll hear the final countdown. Just don't
40
blink
seconds.
blink your eyes and enjoy the show. T-minus 10.
Minus 30. Talos firing circuit armed.
You just go now outside and witness the launch, guys. If you are
20.
able to. 20. T-minus 20 seconds, guys. It's happening. Oh
ACS
man.
check 199.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 1,
And
2,
liftoff.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
16
9.
tracking.
Plus 10.
Radars 25 and 18 are tracking. ACM is enabled.
Man,
20.
this is so
Radar
cool.
3 has a good track on the booster. Second stage ignition.
Again, as we told you,
Second stage separation and third stage ignition.
it's a beautiful, beautiful show
Man.
here. Again, if the camera you're on the screen right now is kind of in and out, again, based on the clouds in the Wallops area. But kudos to our tracking team doing an awesome job of staying locked in.
This is happening, guys, and this happened, and maybe the animations could be bit off in the
Plus
timings.
1 minute.
But yeah, I did my best because I didn't had the official countdown timeline here.
Third stage burnout.
We have the third stage burnout.
OSS is on channel 1. You're clear to the pad. Be advised there were some chunks coming down. We noticed on video, over.
We have nose cone ejection.
Okay, guys, this finally happened, and now we should be seeing
Third
some
stage
Aurora formation.
separation and fourth stage ignition.
Okay, and I am way, I need to, you guys just ignore the, timing there, but that's how things are happening. I didn't have the official events of
Burn out
timeline.
of fourth stage. D-spin.
2 minutes.
Separation.
Finally, guys, it finally happened today. Wow. This was so cool. The marathon stream, which we
Radar 3 is on the main vehicle now.
all did for so
2,
many
3, 5,
days.
and 18 are tracking.
This happened for this. I'm so excited now. I'm so happy right now.
Barium number 1 separation, number 2 separation.
Right now, they are separating those
The barium
payloads.
tracers have separated.
Let's hope their tracking cameras pick up the auroras there. I know there could be too cloudy in some areas, but still, guys, we were able to see the launch. Man, this was so cool. Still, don't go anywhere. T plus 9 minutes.
Bob A doors open. Bob A is eject. Positive door brake wires, micro switches on the Bob A's.
Hear them talking about
Hey, Bob.
Bob. They're
High power.
calling
PM is seeing strong
secondary.
signal on ejectable.
They're calling the secondary payloads Bob. So if you hear them speak of Bob, that's what they're talking about.
Oh, that's cool.
PDR, so can you meet me on 5?
Aurora, guys, auroras will form at around 9.5 minutes, 9 minutes and 30 seconds to 10 minutes. So do look out for that. You will get to see some aurora formation. And guys, please take all those pictures and everything. We'll see how things will go. And tag me on Twitter. The link is down in the
Well,
description.
folks, there you have it. It's like a great season finale of your favorite TV show, or the last goal on your favorite football team, and a touchdown at the end. So congratulations to the team for having this the tenacity to stay focused for this whole long window, and just to get this launch beautifully and perfectly tonight. So congratulations to the launch team, and thank you to everyone for staying with us over the past week. Enthusiasm, we appreciate your encouragement, and for both commentator guy Keith and for myself, Rebecca, and Jamie, we are definitely very appreciative of all your support.
And guys, I am also, I want to thank you all to join me in every stream whenever it was supposed to happen. And then finally, today was the day when it happened.
Second Bob target.
Wow. We are just waiting for those auroras formation to happen.
So that's about it from Wallops Island tonight. We will
Bob
have
B doors open. Bob B is eject. Some micro switches.
sounds like the Bob's doors are
6
opening.
PM seeing strong signals on TM links 6 and 8.
So thanks null unit for that 100. Man, Godspeed, actually it happened to be greater than that. Wow, man. What exactly will the Aurora be visible at? We see the launch in Ohio. Look out for T plus
Unfortunately,
9
we're not
minutes.
going to have video of the vapor tracers. However, if you are still hanging around, you should see them, if you're going to be able to see them in your location, in about 5 minutes. We'll hang around here in case there are questions about it, but we are seeing some amazing imagery coming in of the launch from Facebook and Twitter. Again, if you have those photos, please post them so we can see them. Let us know where you're viewing from. We will hang out a little bit longer, but again, we won't have any video of the barium vapors. But I do, for those that are not going to hang with us, we do just again want to thank you for your encouragement and for staying with us over the past week. Again, like I said, this is like a season finale. Although it wasn't a cliffhanger this time, it was a successful ending. that we were all looking to see. So congratulations to the KiNETic launch team. Again, please feel free to send us your photos, and we will share those later. We will have the team shortly. Those folks have to come back to the launch site or to the facility and upload those. So as soon as we get them, we will post them. If we get any photos of the vapor trails, we'll be glad to post them as well. But again,
And
if you're interested in continuing the conversation with us, feel free to continue sending your questions along, and we'll be happy to answer them. But for those who no longer hang with us, we wish you a wonderful evening from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia.
okay, so guys, just you know, at T plus 9 minutes or so, you should be able to see the auroras if you can, and tag us on Twitter. We'll see the pictures together. Just tag us on Twitter at @RocketGyan if you get any pictures of the launch or the auroras. And after this coverage, you know, this webcast ends for the launch, we will see those Twitter photos and Twitter you know, feeds, and let us see how well you captured the launch and the auroras. And thank you so much for all the donos. It really helps me. And now okay, there is something there. Is it that aurora in the photo or what? In the control center, maybe, I think so. Have to see, wait and see. Guys, just look up in the sky right now and you should be seeing something. Although some issues with their feed right now, but let's see how things happen. Those all of you have a pic, you can just tag me on Twitter at @RocketGyan, and we will be able to, you know, see all those pictures which you have posted on the live feed right now. Now we should be seeing the vapor trail. That means the aurora creation right now, and we are seeing something in the photo pictures there. Here you go. The vapors have been released and you should be seeing some auroras right now.
So far, it looks like we've have sightings in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Akron, Ohio, and Ottawa. So please continue to send us the locations. We're really excited to be able to track them to verify. To hear this, continue to send us your information and your images.
People are saying they have spotted the aurora. That is so good. Just tag us on Twitter and we will see them. And now you should be seeing another trail here, guys. There are 2 canisters and this was the second canister fired up, and you should be seeing the auroras right now. But 30 seconds have passed. So, yep. The aurora must have faded away right now. The ionized particles must have reacted with all those, and
we're getting reports of the barium vapors being seen now. So if you're able to see them where you are, please let us know. We would love to know if you're able to see them. It would be a violet-ish color in the general vicinity of the launch.
Exactly. Violet color, and let's see how good your pictures are, how well you captured all those things here. People say saw it in Bermuda. Guys, please tag us and we'll have a look at all those pictures. I know we weren't able to see these spottings in the
I
feed.
see folks clapping in the control center, which
There
often
you
gives me good
go.
news. I see thumbs up.
So go ahead. Yeah, I'll wait. You're clear to release the airspace.
Yeah, standing by. We still have a few more minutes.
The clapping hands, thumbs up excitement, high fives in the control room, air hugs, and abound. That shows good signs from the PI and the launch team. So again, if you're able to see the cloud, please feel free to take a photo and send it to us, tweet us, or post it in a comment on Facebook. Again, you're able to see the launch tonight. We're getting some amazing photos coming in from all across the East Coast, so we are thankful for that. And please keep them coming. We love to see what you're seeing. And again, as always, if you have questions, we'll be sure to answer them.
And as you can see, the mission control room looks so happy, which means they must have seen all those, must have completed all those mission requirements for today. And we'll see the Twitter feed, guys. Just a
Storm
sec.
LOS.
Right now, just the rocket stages
All
are
radars
falling back
have
to the earth.
LOS. LOS.
LOS just simply means loss of signal. Nothing to be concerned with. That's perfectly normal for this time.
And guys, see the happy faces in the mission control. There are so many days. Finally, in the finale attempt, they did it. That was so cool.
All right, folks, that is going to be it from Wallops Island tonight. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us. And for those of you that have a late start to school and work tomorrow, you can contact wonderful excuse note that you were up watching a rocket launch. So I kid, but seriously, maybe not. All right, have a great night. Congratulations to the KiNETics launch team and all of the folks on the launch team. We are so excited for you. Have a great night from Wallops Island and have a pleasant Monday. Take care.
Okay, guys. We saw the liftoff finally happen today. And people are saying they saw the neon green color, the violet color over their locations. And we will see that if you have taken some pictures, some videos, we will just go through all of these. And right now, just the rocket stage falling back to the earth. That's it. I wanted to demonstrate it because this rocket is not going orbital. So there you go. Crash in the ocean. That's it. So now we should look at those Twitter feeds which you have given us. Just a sec. Have it, guys. Okay, we got some good pictures here. These are the trails, if I'm not wrong. Violet color is obviously not very much visible in the blue sky, but I think these are the tracers which they are getting. And this, okay, so this is the rocket launch. Okay, I think this is the rocket launch only. This is the contrail of the rocket launch. This is the rocket launch, and they are this. So cool. Although it would be good if you can, just.
Taking a video. Oh my god, how friggin' get a picture. I'm taking a video. Oh my god, how friggin' cool. Holy shit.
I can understand the excitement here.
Wow, we got to see it. Oh my gosh.
This looks so beautiful, guys. The rocket launch is always so beautiful. This is the motor burning here. So the rocket stage burning. This is not the Aurora, but yeah.
Oh my god,
The rocket launch which you just saw.
I know, me too. Look at that blue.
And what about the vapor trail or the auroras? Wow, so beautiful pictures we have in here. It's so good. But we saw a star. That is also good, James. We saw a star, I mean the moon. Not wrong. These are all the launch pics, if I'm not wrong. which is so good you were able to witness these things. This is all I saw in Ohio. There are people who were not able to witness it, obviously. First of all, the lighting condition. I don't think so. The cloud condition here was a problem here, but the lighting was certainly a problem here. So, we will get some good pictures here also. So, lift off, and now there must be, we must be seeing something here from Idle Beach. Look at these rockets. You know, these plumes which you see in these rockets tend to expand as they go up in the sky, and people are enjoying this rocket launch. Rocket launches are, you know, those once in a lifetime opportunity if you can grab it, to witness it, to feel it, because that launch, if you feel the vibration and the sound of that rocket launch, it is so emotional. I mean, you tend to realize what humans have achieved right now. They are going to the space and whatnot. So yeah, that is the case here. I think there's some sort of tracers here. We could, that would be great if we could get some, you know, the timings on the photos. So right now, though, yeah, it went so fast. It should have went so fast because it was supposed to do. And this blue thing, this blue thing is certainly a thing to watch here. I think these are the, okay, oopsie doopsie. These are the thing, the aurora or the tracer. This is that. This is not the plume coming out of the rocket engine. So here we got one picture at least. And yeah, in this also, else do we have? People have, oh, here you go, guys. This was the thing which we were waiting for. Thank you, Ash, for this beautiful picture. This is the picture taken from Bermuda, and here you can see the green vapor cloud, but green. It should have been violet. Is this okay? We'll have to see whether this picture is valid or not, because it should have been violet or could be green also, depending on the conditions there. But let's see other images out here. The rocket, yeah, I know. Some great shots here which uh, people have got here. The ignition started and then this just went above into the sky. This was so cool. Wow, man. So, okay, the pigs are actually green in color. Okay, that is cool. Was supposed to be violet, but it is green, which means actually this could happen. Actually, the vapors can, you know, emit light in certain spectrum depending on which particles are they interacting with. And right now you know, we had this geostorm recently in which coronal mass ejection caused the earth's magnetic field to compress, and the natural aurora creation was also there, which was green, obviously. So maybe that must have, you know, shifted some of the particles out there, so the density of the particles have increased or decreased, and according to that the color has changed. But this is the aurora, guys. This is the final thing which we can see, the aurora, the green aurora from Bermuda. And Bermuda had such a clear sky, people were able to witness this. This is so cool. We can see the rocket launch them into the clouds. Yep. I think this is just a picture. This was the rocket launch here. This is just a you know, light source or something like. Wow, man, this is some HD pics coming out here. Okay, so we got some bluish pics also, and we got the greenish here, and this looks so good right here, guys. This looks so good. I mean, see this. We should be seeing the tracers also, which are the copper oxide, copper and the barium oxide in liquid state, which we should be seeing. But I guess what all the things which you have got here. Hmm. Yes, Alex. Thanks for uh tagging me there. Got some beautiful views of the rocket, which we can see here. Wow, man. Right after 125 in the video. Thanks for your awesome coverage on YouTube. Thank you so much, RGJR, for your awesomeness. And if you were able to view the rocket launch, I'm jealous of you. From Bermuda, they were able to witness this rocket. Wow. Did you see that how these canisters were fired? So initially there was some concentration, and then all those clouds just clear up, and that was supposed to happen when the ionized particles react with the neutral particles. So there is a 30-second window in which you can see these particles light up, and then they just fade away because they don't have the ionized particles anymore. So yeah. From Hudson, Massachusetts, they were able to see the aurora, guys. From Massachusetts also, they were able to see the auroras. Great. Just before my video. Wow. Okay, so this is a video which you took.
That's awesome. Oh my god! That was so cool. Did I even get it on here? I wasn't even paying attention.
I know
That was so cool.
Yeah. I'm so jealous of you,
Oh
whosoever just witnessed this launch. I haven't witnessed a launch in my life right now, but hopefully I would like to witness the launch as well as see the maybe go to space one day. Photo taken from New Jersey. Blue cloud. Blue cloud. Blue cloud could be of the plume coming out of the rocket. This could not necessarily mean the aurora, but yeah, this could be the plumes. The plumes actually tend to become bluish in color when they are right up in the space. That is the case. Yeah, we have deleted this. Greetings from Bermuda. Okay, we got something here. Wow, this video was what we were waiting for. We can see the expansion of the cloud. Okay, so initially it was violet in color, which we expected, and then as it expanded, we were able to witness the color change to green. This was so cool. This is so cool, man. Wow. At least one person got this on a video. That is so cool. Got the KiNETic launch from the Wallops. Was so fast my phone couldn't focus the green vapor, which is still visible. This, wow. The blue vapor, the blue cloud which I was talking about was this only. The plumes tend to become bluish in color when they are high up in the atmosphere. So yeah, that is the case.
Look, hurry up. Look, hurry up.
Okay, this is so
Look,
cool.
hurry up.
I mean, we can just do you know if this was it? Okay, what was it? Taken from which location? Which that first on play. Oh, there's some blue vapors here. What this? It not playing at all. Come on. I am good with my net connection. Right. Okay. Izzy says, thank you so much for your coverage for the past week from Anne and Anne in New Jersey. Beautiful launch. Thank you so much, Izzy. I really appreciate it. I mean, yes, finally, we saw the Aurora as well as the launch here. This was so cool, and whosoever was able to witness it in front person, pics of the auroras from okay, maybe this is the oh okay, so bluish color actually, yeah, I can explain some of you guys seeing this bluish color. This bluish color you can actually see it when you are actually away from the place where the aurora was created, because blue color scatters a lot, and when the distance becomes large, so that's why you can see this blue color here. The people were in Bermuda were able to see green. The people who are far away were able to see this blue color, which explains also because it scatters a lot. Launch of the rocket happened, and do we have some good pics here? We should be seeing that. Actually, NASA will also share their own pics, which we will be able to see. And this was the one of the beautiful pic which we have seen here. Wow. New England, okay, southern New England. You able to it from that location also. Good then. So the video is okay. The launch. We can see the launch here. From Staten Island, New York. Guys, the launch is, I mean, always so good here. Whenever you see the launch and capture this amazing videos, that is one hell of a experience which you get.
Rocket, 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 rocket. Careful.
And since this rocket actually ignited after some time, this trail of the plume, which is actually continuous on this from the sky only, actually, we get to see such a beautiful view because of that, because the stage separation happens and after some time the engine ignites. Because of that, we are able to see the distinction in the from where the vapor started and from where it is going. So that is a cool shot right there. The auroras also. Okay, man. This was so cool. Finally, it happened. And today was the day when we were able to witness the launch as well as this beautiful liftoff, this beautiful Aurora creation. Just a sec. Let me just update here the timer. Writing launch successful. I must have missed some of the super chats out there. I'll read all of them. Don't worry. Elzer says, thank you so much for all your efforts to bring this to us, Rocket Gyan. Thank you all, guys, for joining in. Where exactly will the Aurora be visible? We saw the launch in Ohio. There only you should be able to see if it was, visible there. maybe some bluish, since you are seeing it from the Ohio, you must have seen some bluish clouds there. Eyes open, no fear, observers unite, says NGC. Nelson says, thanks for the coverage, my brother. Great job. Couldn't see anything in Queens, New York. Okay, it's okay. You will get another opportunity to see a launch at least. Maybe not Aurora, but a launch, because there will be another launch from the Wallops facility on May 26th. And that too is also a sounding rocket out there. So those of you have missed the opportunity or were not able to see the launch today, don't let your hopes die, because May 26th is not very far ahead now, just 10 days from now, and you will be able to see another launch maybe from Wallops. And guys, whenever there is a Cygnus launch happening to the International Space Station, please, please, please don't miss that, because if you were able to, witness this launch from the Wallops, you should be able to witness the Cygnus launch also from the Antares rocket, and that is a proper rocket. This is a sounding rocket which we are seeing here, and that actually is a proper rocket, the Antares rocket carrying the Cygnus spacecraft to the International Space Station, and that will be one hell of a view for all of us. So yeah. Pedro says there will be some launches in India this year. Hope you have the chance to see it. I want to see one so much too. I know, guys. I mean, in India we could see some launches, but right now the situation is not very good here. But yeah, we are not letting the hope die right now. Please block the view. Oh man. Don't worry, guys. You will get the another opportunity to see one in just 10 days from now. And for a record, I will be streaming that launch too. And again, for that launch also, I will be needing to wake up early in the morning. So, and guys, did you like the animations? Whatever KSP animations I made, I mean, yes, those were of the events which actually happened during the actual launch, and that was supposed to happen because I didn't had the official timeline of the event, so I wasn't able to sync all those things. Although there was some educational guess, as in when the engines will burn out, and according to that, I was able to pull up those animations. So, did you like that or not? And all those donos which have happened today, thank you so very much, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Null Unit. You are great. This will keep me going for some time right now. And again, another launch, and people who live in Florida will be able to see another launch from tomorrow only, basically. And that too is Atlas 5 launch. We have a launch from Launch Complex 39, if I'm not wrong. ULA, the United Launch Alliance, will be launching the Atlas 5 rocket, and people living in Florida, maybe they will be able to see it. We'll have to see what are the visibility area there. So yeah. Thanks for the coverage. Another awesome stream again, and the animations were brilliant. Okay. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much, Ken Rove Gaming. You deserve a vacation and get some sleep. I mean, you can think like that, but I will not stop right now, because we have another launch today, and then we have another important launch of China space station, another module which will be very interesting to see. I'll be going in right now to sleep, but I have to pull up another launch stream today only for the Atlas 5. And guys, for all of you who want to support me, you can always and always become the Patreon. The KSP craft file also I post there, and maybe you can become a Patreon and support me in my endeavors. Or yeah, super chat was enabled and you guys killed it today, nailed it, man. Video of rocket release over Bermuda. Okay, this yep, we can see the trails here, and although the video, I mean the Twitter compression has taken over, but we can see the canister firing up. And the here you go, the canister fired up. Actually the thermite reaction takes place when this happens, and because of that, initially you see that yellowish color coming out of it, because first it raises the temperature, and then those barium ions, you know, form, and those barium ions then react with the particle. And this is such a good video which you took, uh, which actually explains from the formation here from the first time, and then the second means the firing, from the firing of the canister, and then finally the launch. This the oh well, are those the tracers or what? Not the tracers, but another canister. Yep, there were two canisters, right? And wow, this video is actually very good because it captured everything, guys. It captured both of the canisters. First there which we got to see that, and then this, the second canister which was supposed to fire. I was like, in my back of my mind, I was wondering where people have posted the images and videos and everything, but where is the um second canister? Where why can't we see that? Finally we were able to see that. I must read this thing. For all of those you were, if uh Patrick, if you are seeing this launch stream, would it be okay if I post this video in my YouTube community post? Because this is the best video which I have seen, which captures both of the events happening. Although I don't know how the GIF compression will uh, deteriorate the uh, quality, but yeah. There's looking so good. There is oh, and initial yellow flash which he, yeah, I should writing it as fact. Initial yellow flash which you see is the result of the actually is the temperature to down. Where's the degree C? Good work, right? Ha. Okay. Sweet. I do some fun stuff and something like these happening here. You tried to watch this video earlier on the stream, but it wouldn't load. Hopefully this one works. Do you was it? Okay. Yes, this was it. This was it. If you were able to see this bluish clouds and we can't see any rocket coming near it. So yes, these were the auroras which you were able to see since you were far away from the creation of the auroras. Hence the blue color here. The the physics takes over every time. So yeah. John Webb says, stood outside for 20 minutes to see nothing. That is why I am upset. I came here to see the footage. Sorry for being upset. But yeah, okay. If you stood outside for 20 minutes, nothing, no worries. You will get another chance in just 10 days from now. And you will be able to see another launch. So don't worry. Don't just be optimistic and, have that feeling all right. So, excellent work. Yeah, Patrick. Hope I'll be able to. Yes, Patrick. Okay, sure, Patrick. I'll be able to, share the community in my community post in YouTube. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Suzanne, for that 4.99. I must have missed many super chats and all those things today. So pardon me for that, but right now I'm just, here, um, remove the capital from video. Which capital? Oh, acha. Oh, in the tweet. Okay, okay. It's okay. I've not tweeted. I can't do anything about it. But view from Max Curley's house, and it this. Oh, oh, this must be. And the blue. Wow, man, the bluish violet vapors actually, you know, uh, occurs after the this formation of greenish vapor, so that could also explain why you were able to see some blue color there. And for far away people, you weren't able to see the green color because blue scatters more. Again, that logic, and I don't know whether it is in real time or not. I don't think so it is in real time, but this is also one hell of a great footage. Here we can see both the canisters firing up, and this looks so cool. This is more of a GIF uh, image here. Okay, Rick. China will launch the cargo spacecraft. Yes, Tianzhou 2, if I'm not wrong, and we should be able to see that. The rocket goes 7,000 miles per hour. So lucky to see what we did. Look like a shooting star from. Okay, short and sweet. Mostly enjoyed sharing the time here. Okay, Mercy. I am glad so much. I'm actually very much glad that you were able to enjoy the time here. That's what I am here for. And oh, so now we can, you know, okay, the result of the rocket launch from NASA Wallops tonight is an artificial aurora produced by the release of barium vapor. This is also good image. This is actually a very, the shot which has been captured, which actually captures both of the green and the bluish clouds. This is also very good. For the second, this green color cloud which you are seeing here is the most probably the time when the second canister fired. So yeah. And guys, do give me a follow on Twitter if you are just seeing, if you are just seeing this. Do give me a follow on Twitter. I am this is my profile here. @RocketGyan is my Twitter handle, and I tweet a lot of stuff about rocket science and all those things. So yes, do have a look at my Twitter feed also. Just like this was the Ingenuity helicopter, right? And from the video, we were able to see a small bump when the Ingenuity helicopter landed. So I actually tried to explain uh, what are the design of those legs, aluminum dampers used here, and yeah. So this is kind of a work I do on Twitter sometimes. And obviously, the space updates and some meme sharing or some events which we do, we have that here. Okay. Now, what about the another? I estimate the kinetic suborbit was around this, and so an apogee velocity of 3.36 kilometers per second in less than half the velocity you would need to get into the orbit, which was not the goal of this mission, obviously. As they say, it was moving at around 7,000 miles per hour, and the orbital velocity is around 17,500 miles per hour. Although the people, which were the NASA people were saying 7,000, but I don't know who is correct here. And this is, guys, uh, if you live in Texas, something is happening in your area. The star-based Texas is arriving in Boca Chica village, as we all know, and this city is being built up right now. This was nothing there when the SpaceX just started their rocket facility there. They literally built a facility around the rocket, and now they are building a city around the launch site. This is so cool. Star-based Texas. They literally, had this sign, the star-based sign lit up yesterday. This was so cool. Rocket Lab had a issue with them, but pics look kind of bright. Okay, so SpaceX engineers appear to be working around SN15 dish earlier today. If I'm not wrong, SN16 hasn't rolled out yet, right? Well. Shout out to Tasmanian for these images, but if SpaceX will refly this SN15 before SN16, that would be actually a very big surprise for me, because if I would be in place of Elon Musk and operating SpaceX, I would have first of all at least flown SN16 and had the data and the study going on for the SN15. But I don't think so. That is what they are doing, and I can see it is on the launch mount here. Well, surprise! Something is going to happen from SpaceX. We need to see those things. Space shuttle era. That was so cool, right? Space shuttle going. There were so many missions and all those things. Although I didn't see any space shuttle launch live, but yeah. Okay, we are just 24 hours away from the liftoff of the Atlas V. This is how the rocket will look like, and not 24 hours ago. We are 14 hours away. Oh yes, we need to be looking at that too. Otherwise, and finally, today's catch, Mars the N1 showed the usual ground station activities with two gaps, probably for wideband transmissions, is now approaching very up. I'm right now, trying to understand these Dopplers also. So we'll see whenever these Dopplers, because I know these Dopplers will be a, you know, great part of the feed whenever it will come to the Chinese launches. So that is the case here. Okay, so like 30 seconds after the takeoff, herein just saw the light from separation, didn't see the aurora. The you know that distance actually matters a lot. Why was it called Black Brant? This is the name of the rocket. I actually don't know the history about it, but that's a good question, or maybe a fun little uh, thing which I can do and search the name, as in why is it named like that. Isn't this rocket part of the Skynet? Does it contain all the 60 eye satellite that can be seen all in a straight line like a train in the sky until they rotate the Earth and spread out? Um, which one are you talking about? If you are talking about those Starlink satellites, yes, you can see those train of the Starlink satellites up in the sky, but I don't know what you're talking about right now, but yeah. Now I think I can end the stream. I think so. We have the uh, whatever we need to have. We had this. Uh, yes, this rocket. You know, this video is a cool one, a cool shot captured. We can see here, and vapor trail over Bermuda. Okay, one more video here. Vapor trail. The tracers. What? Okay, so this is the canister firing up. Cool. Your location, the skies were not very much clear, but still you're able to get this amazing shot. That is okay. So the second one, cool. Okay, so I think guys, now we can, on this note, after finally streaming for almost 6 days for this launch, we were able to see this rocket lift off from the pad, and the lift off obviously was very, very fast, and it just went right up into the sky, and we were able to catch a glimpse of it in the launch pad. And obviously the cloud cover was there in NASA Wallops, so the tracking cameras were not able to get a proper view of it. But yes, we got something at least. And if you uh so finally the rocket lifted off. We got some great views of the liftoff. Everything happened as per the plan, and we got some beautiful views of the Aurora's creation. And now, since we have repeated this formation of Auroras for so long, for so many times, you must, I hope so, you will remember how the Auroras are created. And whenever you see those northern lights and you wonder, um, this beautiful phenomena, you actually know how actually that is created out there. So thank you so much all for joining, and thank you so much everyone for all of your super chat, super stickers. I may have missed some ones, So pardon me for that, but though your support like this really drives me, motivates me, and helps me to keep going. So much, guys. So we can end the stream. Until then, this is Priyanshu Roila. You just saw Rocket Gyan. Stay safe, stay healthy, and